Come on, YouTube. You can make us live. Well, you can bring us live. I don't want to be YouTube to be responsible for whether we're live or not. All right, you guys. Last stream for a little while here. Heading to Disney. I'm pretty sure heading to Disney tomorrow. So for the final stream, I wanted to just have one where we can all hang out and chat a little bit. And Zamji Rulers here. And Devin. I enjoy these streams so much. They even when we're doing the reaction videos or gaming or whatever on our streams, the conversations that come up in between are always so freaking fun. So when we actually have a stream that's devoted just to whatever you guys want to come up with, I have the utmost respect and admiration for just how bizarre you guys can be. Hi, Jeff. And and Dave. Am I feeling shakalicious? I'm really surprised, Dave. Those aren't bad at all. I've had a few of them since I did the video. They're quite good. I was surprised. I thought that was going to be one of those. Yeah, got an. This candy's kind of shitty. Maybe we can get a big name like Shaq to put to put on the front of the package, and people won't notice how shitty we are. But not at all. It's good. I really like the texture, the consistency of it. And again, I'm somebody who likes gummies, so they're up there on my list of gummies. Hi, Jill. Hey, Doom. The Reese's Big Cups. Before I had the original, the regular Big Cup, cause peanut butter and jelly, never again. That honestly makes my stomach churn just thinking about it. So that ain't happening. The chocolate lava was a major disappointment because all it is was some aesthetics. They threw a little black river in there, and the caramel was very disappointing. I like caramel. And I'm surprised. I've seen several people have commented to me that they like the caramel. I thought that the caramel they put in there, I thought was very, just not good. And I'm surprised because, again, I'm not looking to hate on Reese's. Reese's peanut butter cups have been one of my favorite candies since I was a little kid. Oh, I'm anxious to get the Japanese snacks from Epcot. Well, as such is the case with my life, as of this morning, it was really, really questionable as to whether we were still going or not. Now it's looking good. Oh, and by the way, I hope you're feeling better, Jill. You guys know, again, this is one of the reasons why I can never set hard and fast schedules with a lot of things here because things come up for us all the time. Well, you guys know my stepdaughter, Renee, is disabled needs, obvious, 24/7 care. And this morning, our staff that was going to be here for the whole week we're gone let us know that she tested positive for COVID and she couldn't work again until Tuesday morning. So it was like, we're so used to having things like that happen, though, that I felt horrible for my wife. I don't even get to where it gets me that upset anymore because I half expect it. But so it looks like we've been able to put something together, largely thanks to Spaz Kid and my sister, my older sister. She's going to come over and help out. Brax and his fiance are going to come and they're going to stay here through Monday until our staff can come in on Tuesday. And Brax is going to learn how to give Nene her meds and everything. So it looks like we're going as of right now. It looks like things have worked out. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better, Joe. That was terrible. There it is. Hi. I was interested to see too now. COVID has, I should say, become enough of the norm that when you, at least over here, when you get it, unless you're high risk, when you get it, they just give you basically over-the-counter meds unless symptoms get worse. And then they can give you some of the medications, they've determined work well with it. But the good thing about it is that tells you that it's certainly not as sinister as it was initially, because they're treating it like basically like the flu. Because not only does our staff have it, her grandson got it, her mother got it. So we're talking, all the generations in there, and they handle it the same way. They give you the more powerful over-the-counter medications, and tell you if your symptoms don't improve to come back. So, I guess that's a good thing that it's to the stage now where they, typically speaking, you can handle it. It's Chewy. I almost forgot. To the overstimulated spectacle of consumerism. The fabricated whimsy known as Disney World. How delightful. But we ran into you, Chewy, there before. Industrial-sized bottle of patience. Navigating that labyrinth of cues and overpriced snacks, true. Without wanting to throttle someone's exercise in futility. Oh, and perhaps a GPS to avoid losing oneself in the cornucopia of synthetic enchantment. Good luck. Well, it's funny. Chewy probably remembers this. We were in the Star Wars section. This was years ago when it had first opened, and in the little like shop area of the Star Wars land, we were walking through, and a guy had a table set up, one of the cast members, with board games on it. And Brax has always been a big board game nut. So he was standing there watching him play the board game and talking with the guy and trying to, he was explaining to him how it works. And then Braxton looks up and he did like the great sitcom double take. He looks up and he goes, like that. Chewbacca was standing right next to him, looking down over him. Kobe says that Fatsky video is lacking a headband. What village would you choose? Fatsky will give you guys more details, hopefully in the future. I know he's got tales to tell about how they had to alter the sound when they aired Naruto, because like during Pain's speech and stuff, he was heckling in the background. He didn't know he was. Fatsky was clearly the black sheep of the. And that's putting it nicely, of the Akatsuki. My weirdest celebrity encounter? Probably when David Hasselhoff wanted to kick my ass. David Hasselhoff and I were going to fight. Jill says, despite I was immune since 2019, I was forced to get vaccinated. Freaking mandatory law sucks. Oh, yeah, I guess. Because I think there's a real good chance I had it diagnosed once. It was on my 60th birthday. I had it. And, for me, the symptoms were just like the flu. It didn't stop me from making videos or anything. Just didn't feel too good. I think I've had it once, maybe twice again since, but I don't even bother to check. It's like, I'll get over it.
They no longer put you in a hazmat suit, burn your clothes, and lock you up in your own house with caution tape lining your walls.
Exactly.
Just because you have COVID.
Right, you're right.
What do you mean? That's a gross over-exaggeration of the events of the 2020 S.
2020 S. They. Needless to say, there were people reacting too extreme on both sides. But yeah, now they just, and again we've seen this firsthand. They just give you the powerful, the bigger dosage of the over-the-counter meds and tell you, if it doesn't get better, then come back. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your favorite color of the alphabet? Indigenous ridiculum, always. 2020 S, yeah. Doc says, I just remembered you started Better Call Saul. Need to watch that later. Yeah, it is a fun ride so far. And of course, I'm several ahead because obviously I'm leaving tomorrow. So I've got videos done for the entire time I've gone, plus a little buffer of a couple days from when I get back, just in case. So yeah, I'm well ahead. I'm well into it. What happened between me and the Hoff? I was being an asshole. It was many, many years ago. It was at the Big E Fair in Massachusetts. And I used to drive a motor coach, drive a bus on the weekends, tour bus. I had taken a group there. And so I dropped them off and then changed clothes in the bus out of my driving gear. And that's a great fair. I went to check out the fair. Well, at one point I was walking down this, it's on the the perimeter of the fairgrounds. I was walking along this path, and now as I'm walking there's a fence to my right, and right on the other side of that fence is the backstage area of their big stage. Well, so I see this limo pulling up through there, and I'm like, wonder who this is. So it stops in front of me. I slowed up intentionally so I could see. Excuse me. And out pops David Hasselhoff. I got no issue with David Hasselhoff, but I'm also an asshole. So he starts walking towards me, and there's a few people walking with me, but like I said, it was on the very periphery of the fairground, so there weren't a lot of people walking in that area. And as we get close to each other, I would tell you exactly what I said. I did one of those really mature coughing things where you call somebody a name while you cough, like what a douche, that type of thing. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was whatever I came up with at the time, because I think I'm funny. So I do that, and as soon as I do, I figure he's just going to ignore me. He's a celebrity, probably gets stupid shit like that all the time. He stopped, and he's like, David Hasselhoff's tall. I didn't realize how tall he was. This guy's got to be like 6'4", 6'5". He stops, and he stares at me, and now I think that's funny as fuck. So I stop too, and I'm goofy facing him. I'm looking him back. I'm looking back, and he's not saying anything to me. He's just glaring at me. Now, in total respect to the Hoff, there was nobody with him that I saw. Somebody was driving the limo, but they were obviously still in it. It's not like he had an entourage or something where he was trying to be a tough guy because he knew he had people to back him up or to hold him back. And he looked like he was tense, like he wanted to go. And I'm thinking, I got to say something else. But then it dawned on me, yeah, I've got a whole busload of people here. And if I get arrested, they got no way home. And the second biggest thing was, I'm pretty sure, I like to say, especially back then when I was actively training all the time, I think I could take the Hoff in a fight. But if I can't, my wrestling career was over, because I was wrestling a lot back then. You cannot go into a wrestling locker room after getting your ass beat by David Hasselhoff. You can't. I'm pretty sure it's written down somewhere. So basically, we stared at each other for a little while, and I went, ha ha! And I gave him a salute, and I walked on. And he glared at me as I was leaving and everything. He looked like he wanted to jump. I give him credit for that. Let's see. BCS is good, but a much slower burn than BRB. Joe says, do you bring a lot of baggage for your trip? I just hate to pay the $60. Well, we drive, Joe. Oh, I know. That's one of the big advantages, with being Disney nuts, of being here. It's only an 8-hour drive. And now back in New York, by the time you get to the airport at least 2 hours early and get all your stuff checked through and everything, and get your transportation from Orlando to the parks, it takes you almost 8 hours to fly there anyway. We can drive there in 8 now. And then we have a car there the whole time. No, that's all right, Joe, because, again, we didn't for years. We had to take flights. Oh, what a pain in the ass. For a lot of the reasons you said. You had to be careful about what you bring. How many bags do we have that we can bring back? Now it's just like whatever can fit in the car, we can take. Oh, sure. Mr. All-Nighter said, would you ever review drinks and not just snacks, food? Yeah, when I get back, I plan on expanding the reviews to a lot of different things. It's equal to Breaking Bad. I like it so far. I mean, of course, Jimmy's a great character. And I'm to the point now where he's dealing heavily with his brother. And I feel bad for Chuck. No. 7 Games says, Curtis, do you have a collection of vinyls and CDs? No. I've never been nostalgic for that type of stuff. When it comes to listening to music, I like modern technology. Some people really get into that old school scratchiness and just nostalgia of vinyl. I do not. I like nice, crisp, clear digital. Hold on a second here. Oh, shoot. You know what, guys? So hold on. I got to post today's videos.
By the way, I've had a Hershey's bar today. Not the regular milk chocolate one, so I can't really judge it against Kinder chocolate bars. But it was cookies and cream and, well, I was going to say it was all right, but it had this funky aftertaste, and it looked sad. Thought it was going to be like white chocolate, but it was this gross gray color.
See, it was ages ago when they first came out with the cookies and cream, Big Green.
It made the cookie crumbs look even worse. And stop me if this sounds familiar, but it wasn't even creamy. Rest assured, I will not be getting this one again.
It's funny as you say that. I'm trying to remember because I did have one of those, but it was years ago. Whenever they first came out with it, and I remember being unimpressed. So yeah, I think I would be simpatico with you on that along the lines. I never had another. I know that. So, and you know me, as I said, Hershey's is my favorite chocolate. I'm wondering though, Big Green, from what everybody tells me, I'm thinking that the chocolate, the Hershey's you're going to have over there is different than the chocolate we have here. You know, a different taste. Because apparently they update the recipes dependent upon the region. And I also have recorded for a while I'm gone the grossest thing I've eaten yet. That was disgusting. I'm trying to remember which one of you guys it was that suggested that, because you're mean. I think it was a few of you, actually. Again, guys, I'm just posting today's vids. I'll be done in just a second. Today was a Kinder Joy. I got an egg. Oh, 50 years ago today was Jaws, Jill? Wow. Holy crap. Time goes so fast. I remember that distinctly. Guys, the uproar when Jaws came out was just unlike anything we'd see. Because you got to remember, there was no social media or anything. So word traveled largely through word of mouth. And everybody was freaked out by that movie. Oh, man. In school, all the kids were like, yeah, you got to go see it. You got to go see it. And some of the kids' parents wouldn't let them go because it was going to be too scary. And everybody was all grieving with their parents, griping to their parents about that. But it was huge when it came out. Huge. Seven Games says, are you still reacting to Gotas episodes? No, there's no sense.
I think we've had this conversation before, but
they just take
maybe
them down.
It will be different. Which is what made me think that maybe the Kinder chocolate bar you had was different too. But yeah, I will definitely get the milk chocolate one, but only after I forget about that sad, gray, splotchy slab I just ate.
Yeah, like I say, pal, I can't remember the specifics because it was so long ago, but it tells you how good it was that I never had another. I've never had a second Hershey's Cookies and Cream, and again, I love Hershey's. Yeah, it would be interesting to see, and we could. It's not like I could even send you one of ours because by the time it goes through the mail, it's going to melt, and then it's going to melt, re-solidify itself, melt again. It won't taste like actual Hershey's and that's just what I've been told. Again, by people who have had both European versions of candy, foods, fast foods, whatever, and American. They say the recipes change rather significantly. Oh, yeah. Danger Dave says that movie gave me paranoia about deep bodies of water as a kid. A lot of people were afraid to go back in the water. Mad Skiller says, how would you compare Curtis Candy in his prime to other current wrestlers? Just like anything else wrestling, if you wanted to compare me to somebody, my wrestling style was more like, it was ECW style, the best way to put it. Because, wrestling, you got to have a gimmick. Well, I was never going to be a pretty boy. I was never going to be a bodybuilder type. I had all right athleticism. I was never going to be an elite athlete, but I could take a ridiculous amount of punishment, and I liked handing out punishment. I liked violence, so that became my gimmick. Back when I started, it wasn't called hardcore. It was just called beating the shit out of each other. We didn't have these fancy names for things. It was called, we just call them death matches or whatever.
Sorry, Curtis.
But
I missed the last few streams. I had a bad injury at my job
Oh.
and just got done and released from surgery yesterday.
Jesus Christ.
My question for you is, if you can go back
Damn,
and
Jay.
change one thing from your past, what would it be?
I've been asked similar things, and geez, I hope you're doing better. That sucks, Jay. I don't like to live with regrets. If I could think of something, and you guys know I'm always totally honest with you, I would tell you if I had a regret that I could think of or something I would change. The thing is, if I could think of something I would change, it wouldn't be anything monumental. It would probably be some small detail. I'd really have to think on it. But see, the way I look at it is this: I'm very happy where my life is. I love, and this is a big part of it, I love doing this. Love doing this every day. I enjoy, just am enraptured with time spent with my wife. Love having Braxton, his fiance, around. And anything major change I made in my life would probably have changed that outcome. From the time I was a little kid, I wanted to play Major League Baseball. If I'd have made it to the major leagues, that would have been cool, but I wouldn't be where I am now, and I wouldn't trade that. When I made the decision to not pursue wrestling at the highest level because you had to be away from your family 300 days a year, that's one of the best decisions I think I ever made. So I certainly don't regret that. So anything I had that I would change would be small potatoes, small details of things that I might have done differently, and I'd have to think hard to think of to even think of what they would be. Yeah, I really don't know anything offhand. The pickle cotton candy, yeah, that I could change. the pickle cotton candy though, not even close to being the worst thing after what I ate during.
And because it's
these
summer, it will
recordings.
take no time at all for the Hershey bar to melt to shit as
Oh,
you're
yeah.
sending it. And you know how much of a pain in the ass it is to peel off the wrapper of melty chocolate. Also, what
You're
is this
gonna see
Kinder
it.
Joy shit? That's not a Kinder Egg. I'm just kidding. We have Kinder Joy too.
I tell you that the Kinder stuff is good. You guys were right. That's excellent. That is really good. Yeah. Well, I don't think I can't remember what I have. Again, I make videos ahead of time for the channel, and I forget what's been posted and what hasn't. So let me see if I can. Oh yeah, that hasn't. That's coming right up. You're actually very soon while I'm gone. Might even I gotta check the schedule. Might even be tomorrow's video. You will see exactly that, Big Green. What happens when you're trying to do a review on chocolate that came through the mail in this heat. And are we gonna get it down here? This is the first time ever we're going to Disney from here in North Carolina. And the week we're there, it's going to be cooler in Disney than it is here. We got highs predicted at 98 this coming week. Down in Disney, the highs are supposed to be like 91, 92, 93 each day. Here we're getting 94, 96, 98, 98. It's like, holy shit. Yeah, we'll eventually get to Dove bars, Danger Dave, because I have had some Dove chocolate in the past, but not enough to really remember the details. Yeah, we'll definitely do some of those. Oh, yeah, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, that's going back to my days, Jill. I was scared of that Creature from the Black Lagoon as a kid. In his big rubber costume there. He was scary. Kobe says, speaking of hardcore wrestling, what would you do to alleviate the pain of receiving weapon shots after a match? Deal with it. Nothing, pal. There's no way I was ever going to allow myself to get hooked on any type of painkillers. So I would just suck it up. I might take some Tylenol, take some Aleve, But with wrestling injuries, I couldn't tell you how many times I've left the hospital with several hydros because they said, it's just going to be pain management from here out. And I think I might have taken them 2 different times in my entire life. And then I would flush them because I was stupid and didn't realize how much you could sell those things for. No, the pain has to be extreme before I would take anything above.
It sounds like everyone is having a bad time this month.
Oh, yeah, it has been rough. Jill's been sick. You've been dealing with, your dog not doing well. And like I say, as of this morning, it looked like we weren't getting to Disney after all, but now I guess it looks like we are. I have a feeling that Chewie is not a fan of Disney. Probably a lot of Star Wars characters aren't big fans of Disney. Yeah, actually, Doc, he's got me kind of interested in Dove again. I'd forgotten about that one. But there's so many things to go. And as I said, we'll be reviewing other stuff too. Definitely going to do some pizza reviews. And I know Barstool does those. Dave does those for Barstool, Portnoy. But mine will be, the only difference will be, I love sausage pizza. I love sausage. So mine will have sausage on it because I want to review the sausage
little off
as
the
much as
wall
the pizza.
question here.
Sure.
I saw someone post something about Tails in the last Oblivion stream. Is it possible to do a Tails TTS so the whole Sonic crew is here?
Remind me, Jay. I can try and put it together. There's directions right on Tangent how to do it. I'd have to. I already have a subscription to that. Oh, jeez. Can't think of the name of the site, but it's the AI for generating audio.
And an additional kick in the balls for me. I'm having PayPal issues
try.
again.
Oh,
also,
no.
you have yet to review my absolute favorite Kinder product, Maxi King. Though if you do buy it, you have to put it in the fridge if you're not immediately eating it.
I don't
But
know
it's peak.
if I have access to that one. Let me look that up. Kinder Maxi King? I have never seen that. Or I don't remember if I did. Oh, we've got a bunch of stuff coming up while I'm gone that you guys have suggested. Kinder Maxi King. European Products Store. Oh, I wonder where I have to order that from. Okay, hold on. Amazon says they have it. But is that... What is... It says they have it, and then they don't. Kinder Delice chocolate? Oh, there it is. Kinder Maxi. That's by Ferrero? Because Ferrero Rocher is one of the ones I got on my list to get. Oh, no kidding. Uh-oh, that'll be something. I was going to say I could order it to have it here, but as I said, it's going to be 98 this week. There's no sense in even ordering anything. That would just be soup by the time it got brought into the house. Yeah, I'll have to order that at some point unless the stores have it. Because otherwise I'll have to order that once it gets much, much cooler. Yeah, fast food. We're going to do some of them. Dave, Taco Bell's first. I want to try those chicken nuggets because I'm interested to see how a taco place does chicken nuggets. That and they have those Cinnabon desserts. I want to try those too. How do I feel about Arn Anderson? Kind of ambivalent. See, again, I'm fortunate enough. I've run into so many guys over the years in wrestling. I have known somebody that knows pretty much everybody. You're never that many degrees of separation away from anybody in the wrestling business. Sounds
Chocolates
like
in
he was
general
basically
taste
an all
worse
right
if it
guy, but he
melts.
could be an asshole.
I think it's because the vanilla extract in most chocolates evaporates. So when it cools and hardens again, most of the vanilla is gone. Yuck!
I agree, Joe. And that's why this one, I think it'll come up tomorrow. This review I'm going to do tomorrow, I was so surprised because that's what happened. The bar melted, and then I put it in the fridge, firmed it back up. And I even say in the review, I'm going to try and allow for that as much as I can and it wasn't even nearly as hot as it is now. But you guys will see it. I think that one's tomorrow. Yamino says, Curtis, the cool bald. Please tell us your credit card info when you're told. Oh, my credit card info? My credit card number is 3. I'm really old. I got when credit cards first became a thing. Backlog Gamer says, I have to go to a family reunion in my state of West Virginia in like a week from yesterday, so next Thursday. Actually, this upcoming Thursday.
I think Curtis would sooner add Robotnik to our TTS repertoire. Also, yes, the Kinder brand is part of Ferrero, though I think it was made for Germany initially, hence the name.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a subsidiary of Ferrero. That's cool. I did not know that. It is good. You guys are right. Kinder Chocolate's excellent. And again, the only reason the chocolate bar got the lower mark was the the packaging. The packaging screwed them because they had me all set for something I didn't get. That's really weird that they would put it that way because that's definitely... I mean, I think you guys will agree with me. Whether you like the candy or not, that's definitely not a creamy center. Yeah. Is it today or tomorrow, Jill? I thought tomorrow was the first day of summer. Isn't it usually the 21st? June 21st and December 21st? June 21st, longest day. December 21st.
Yours is shortest? 3? Then who had one? Jesus?
I'm thinking, yeah, it might have been a caveman was 1, Jesus was 2. I think I was 3. Jay Irvin says, oh, did you think of trying those Cinnabons? You talking about the ones from Taco Bell? Yeah, that's coming up when I get back. I'm going to take a trip to Taco Bell because I want to do a video on their nuggets, their chicken nuggets, and their Cinnabon things. Jesus and Master Chief, yeah. Oh, you commemorate the summer intro? I could be wrong anyway, Joe. I thought it was the 21st, but it could be the 20th. Dave says, would be also be cool to get Spaz Kid or the wife in on some of the food reviews. Well, my wife doesn't like the camera. She was a good enough sport to do the one with me. But yeah, when Brax is here, he wouldn't have a problem doing it with me. Oh, Doc says, talking about Arn Anderson. I just meant when he used to put on a mask and attack people, and it was obviously him. That's been done a bunch of times over the years in wrestling as a gimmick. You know, have a named guy work under a hood, and it's obvious to the whole world who it is. Like when Andre the Giant was Giant Machine. Dusty Rhodes did it famously. I forgot what his under the hood name was. Hogan did it. Yeah, that's been a regular storyline for many years.
Oh, of course Glug got first dibs. He discovered fire. Don't fact check that. Just trust me, bro.
I believe you. Glug. It's kind of a perv. What he did to some of those prehistoric animals was just... Where are we here? Jiggy says, Taco Bell bathroom stream. Now there's an idea. Yeah, as long as you guys don't have smell-o-vision. Because otherwise... Well, even the sounds might be enough to really harm somebody's psyche significantly. Clean the stream. Yeah. I love that fish guy. I can never get tired of memes of him. Midnight Rider. That's it, Tram. That's it, yeah. Dusty, when he had the hood, was Midnight Rider. And again, they made it obvious, as they always do, that it was him. Was it Mr. America Hogan was gaming? I couldn't remember that one.
Is it true that he hit women over the head with his club and dragged them by the hair to his cave?
See, he had a real thing for he was an Alabama caveman, and he had more of a thing for the farm animals of the era than the actual women. But he's not here to defend himself. I shouldn't talk about that. Okay. Gabriel says, happy first day of summer. And do you like any ice cream flavors, Curtis, minus cookies and cream? Oh, yeah, I love ice cream. They have, it's Ben & Jerry's? Hold on, I'll get you the actual name. Yes, I do have a favorite. Trying to think of the search words I can use to find it. There it is. It's called Ben & Jerry's Topped Mint. That is really, really good ice cream. Right now, if you gave me a choice of any one flavor, that would be it. Or anybody's good soft ice cream. I've always been a nut for soft ice cream. So anybody that's got a really good soft ice cream and can just be vanilla, just be chocolate, just be the vanilla chocolate swirl. I really like soft ice cream. Yeah, the whole Chad Gable is El Grande Americano. I'll tell you, Kobe, that's as well as I've seen that gimmick done. They really told that story well.
The Mr. America thing was tongue-in-cheek, though.
Right,
Everybody knew it was Hogan.
Right.
He talked like Hogan. He posed like Hogan. He went into the ring to real American.
Yep. And that was the whole gimmick with that. You're right. And that's why I say the one that Chad Gable's using is really cool because they told that story well. That's been fun. And plus, I like Chad Gable. I don't think he gets nearly enough push. Guy's a phenomenal wrestler. He's gotten really, really good on the mic. I don't know what the issue is with giving him a run with the big belts. Guy's got everything going for him. He gets crowd response. Oh, nice. Chrome says, hi, just finished having pizza. Yes. Fine weather. I'm sorry. The weather has been lovely, so we took out the pizza oven. Nice.
Dr. Wu!
I'll be having
But what did he do when making new dinosaurs? When making them?
Oh. When making them? That's, that gets into an area of biology that's better left, a stone better left unturned. Yamino says, I love Ben & Jerry. Also, Haagen-Dazs. Yeah, Haagen-Dazs is good too. McDonald's when their machine works. I know. Isn't that frustrating? And you're right, because that's exactly what I'm talking about too, Yamino. I love soft ice cream. So those little sundaes you can get at McDonald's and stuff, every once in a while I'd be in the mood for some soft ice cream. It's like, oh, McDonald's has it. Yeah, no, they don't.
Hogan is a real piece of shit.
Yes.
But I gotta admit, the Mr. America thing was pretty funny.
Oh, it was. It was. And the thing I've never understood about Hogan, I've said it before, but I don't know why he became such a bullshitter. The guy is truly one of the legends of the business. Certainly if you had a Rushmore, he's got to be on it. So why make all this weird shit up? You don't need to. You had this career that basically saved the business at one point and made you a household name forever. Long after you're gone, people will still know who Hulk Hogan was. So why lie about all this weird shit to make yourself seem like even something more than you were? I just don't get it. I'll never understand it. The Rocky Road Sundae? That sounds good. Yeah, I like all the ingredients in Rocky Road. Yeah, I would probably like that. I haven't had that one. I would like that, I'm sure. You could be right. Danger Dave says, I think even Hogan believes in this nonsense at this point. It could be to the point where he's not lying because to him, he's not lying because maybe he can't tell the difference anymore. I don't know. When somebody's so quick to just make shit up, maybe it becomes impossible to tell fact from fiction. Jiggy, thanks for the super chat, pal. Says Somnium Files is getting a third game soon. Is it? That is a fun game. It's a really unique game, at least for me. It's very unique in style. I like that. Is who a politician, Sir Blank? Hogan? Yeah. Oh, because all the lying? Yeah, he would fit right in. And the one who went into politics, Glenn Jacobs, Kane, he's known as one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I mean, throughout the business, everybody will tell you, regardless of politics, he's just a nice, nice man. Doesn't seem like it fits. Backlog Gamer says, yeah, you actually have to go and buy it in the store, not like Walmart or something. I mean, oh, gotcha. Pretty sure they're the same, but I think it'd be better if you actually go and get it in their store. I don't know. I don't know where we have a Haagen-Dazs around here. Jesse Ventura too. I forgot about that gaming. Jesse Ventura is fucking nuts. He's just out there. Whether you agree with his politics or not, notwithstanding, I just mean the guy's crazy. He's definitely living life in his own dimension. I never minded Jesse Ventura, but I was never a huge fan. He can be a riot to listen to, Danger Dave. Sometimes you listen to him and you laugh, and other times it's just like, okay, I just can't do any more of this nonsense. I had never seen that. I've heard about it, that he had that conspiracy theory show. He's the man for it. Gabriel says Psychonauts is getting a third game very soon. Oh, really? It's been 3,000 years. I don't think I've ever tried Psychonauts. Heard of it many, many times. Yeah. Sir Mike says, let's listen to Kanye interviews. Yeah, because, old Yee, he ain't batshit either. Could you imagine him and Jesse Ventura having a conversation?
This before, but my main ice cream flavor is Shark Attack and Tiger Tail. Yes, I'm into animal ice creams.
I don't know that. I'm going to look them up now, Joe. Shark Attack and Tiger Tail. Shark Attack ice cream. I'm curious what they are now.
He doesn't know when to turn off the kayfabe. He doesn't know when to stop acting like Hogan and start acting like Terry.
Yep.
When Mark Calloway retired, he didn't keep dressing like an Undertaker and pretending he's a dead man.
And nobody protected kayfabe more than Mark Calloway. But as you say, when he retired, it's like, okay, now I can be Mark Calloway. Hogan's just, he's just way out there. Jeez, I can't get any ingredients on it. Shark Attack. Oh, that's one to make your own. Shark Attack ice cream.
That's why I use Taker as an example.
Yeah, perfect example. So like you say, he protected that character religiously. Okay, so Shark Attack is like raspberry, lemon, vanilla, and slightly bubblegum tasting ice cream. Ooh. Those are all flavors I like. The blueberry and strawberry swirl looks like the blood swirling on the water in a Shark Attack. Gotcha. Oh, that does sound like something I would like. That's all ingredients. It does sound delicious, doesn't it, Big Green? I've never heard of that one, Jill. I would try that. I was just curious what it was. That sounds good. Tram says, is there a crazier wrestler than Billy Jack Haynes? Yeah, I mean, the business, Tram, over the years has just been so full of guys who range from a little goofy to homicidal. I mean, I don't think any form of sports or entertainment can boast a more diverse roster of psychopaths than wrestling over the years. So Sharknado was a documentary. Devin, what do you think of Donald Trump's second term so far? Hit and miss. Doing some things I like. I'm a big border guy, so I like how he's handling the border. Think he really screwed up on the way he handled the tariffs. Like most presidents, hit and miss. Oh, Joe says I'd buy like 2 small buckets every summer. That sounds good. Oh, you like the Tiger Tail better?
Ago. Yeah, but that was 10 minutes ago.
That avoid, Patrick. It's time for more. Okay, what's in Tiger Tail ice cream? Creamy orange flavored ice cream base with a black licorice swirl. Damn, Joe, we got the same taste, I'll tell you that. Wow, that sounds good. I never heard of that either. I get yelled at by the whole family because I will buy those black licorice jelly beans, the bag of just the black ones, and everybody's like, "How can you eat that? That's so gross to eat that." Fuck that. Black licorice is delicious, and orange is also one of my favorite flavors. Oh, you don't care for that, Big Green? Oh, I love black licorice and I love orange, and that sounds like an amazing combination. Chrome says, so apparently with only about 2 weeks on sale in Japan, the Switch 2 has already sold over a fifth of the PS5's lifetime sales in Japan. Wow, I guess that is a monster. Holy shit. And Kobe says you should try Jollibee during your next trip to Disney. The peach mango pie was a perfect counterpart to McDonald's apple pie. Really? See, I'm not a... Well, I can't say that. If it's done well, I can. Peach is generally not like one of my favorite fruits. But even in the... It's one of the flavors of the Shack gummies. But even there, I have to admit it was good in there. I like the way they handle it. So, yeah, I would try it. A lot of people, Big Green says, I will throw my guts out as soon as black licorice touches my tongue. That's the way the rest of my family is. Because I'll buy those things. Everybody else is like, close the bag. I don't even want to smell it. And I'm sitting there going, oh, no. I love those things. Brother Sergeant Growlwolf says, as I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the border is always a concern. Really, that's where I first broke into wrestling. Albuquerque, New Mexico. No, I'm sure you won't. The guy who promoted for us was a big real estate guy. I don't know if his name would still have any weight. He's long since passed. Jack Loos? Jack Loos. He was a big Albuquerque guy. He was our promoter. Guy who first trained me. Come on. Come up with his name. Jackson Brody. No relation to Bruiser Brody, Frank Brody. Trying to think who else was... Trying to remember. I didn't get to work with them very long, so I've forgotten a lot of the names. But those names probably won't mean anything to you, pal. So many years ago. That would have been, 80 or 81? Oh, the Switch 2 is substantially cheaper in Japan? Is it, Dave? I didn't know that. Those units... I don't think those units are counted towards this figure. Those are retail unit sales, not the ones... Oh, okay, from Nintendo Store. Gotcha. Well, I know the hype for Switch 2 just from what I see in social media and even on here, all of us talking. The hype for Switch 2 was real. I mean, a lot of people were really chomping at the bits for that one. Well, no, I'm assuming, Backlog Gamer, when somebody says cheaper, they mean
if I played Bean Boozled and it landed on the black
exchange
bean,
rate,
I'd be toast.
not because of it.
Hell, the skunk spray might even taste better than the black licorice.
Isn't that fun? I've always said that's so funny how, as humans, and I think taste is one of the big examples of this, how we can be so dramatically different. That something, again, like black licorice, I can sit here and eat a whole bag of it and want more. And somebody else thinks about eating and it's like, I'll throw up. And by the same token, somebody will have them, get themselves a burger or a bologna sandwich or whatever and just slather the mayo on it and love it. And watching them eat it would make me puke. It's just funny how we can be that dramatically different. Danger Dave says, would you rather eat American cheese or pickled cotton candy? I would rather, right up here, I would rather sit here in front of you and eat the entirety of the rest of that jar of pickled cotton candy than one corner of a slice of American cheese. And it ain't even close. Tram says Marmite's the famous love-or-hate food in the UK. Really? Marmite? I'm not familiar with that. That's interesting. I hope so. He says, however, everyone agrees that Ceres is hot, for example. Yeah, Ceres is still my number one waifu. She's had some challengers now. I've seen so much anime and so many magnificent waifus, but there was always something about her. Excuse me. I love both her voice actors in the abridged and in the regular show. Loved her voicing. I think her look is amazing. And the whole bitches love cannons things, that's just too perfect. Tyler says, what was the first movie you ever saw in theaters that you remember anyway? I've been asked that before. I can't remember. It was one of two. It was either the Batman movie from the old TV series, because the TV series was the first thing I was ever passionate about in life, or Bambi. What years did they each come out? I don't remember which one of those I saw first. Let's see. Oh, no, that's not it. See, Bambi was released in 1942. So needless to say, I didn't see it in 1942, so I don't know what year it would have been that I actually saw it. '66 was the Batman movie, which would have been about right. I would have been about 5, and I was fanatical for it. So I just don't remember. I don't remember if I saw Bambi before that, but the one that stuck with me, of course, is Batman. Shark repellent, baby. Plus, I've always been a little bit twisted anyway, so Bambi didn't have the effect on me it's supposed to. I remember Bambi's mom getting shot, and I was like, oh, that kind of sucks, and just kept eating my popcorn.
I need to tell you this story because I have nom flashbacks about it. The first time I tasted black licorice, my mom gave me a lollipop. It looked cola flavored, so I gave it a big ol' lick.
Ooh.
That moment is burned into my mind. I still feel like I can taste it whenever I think about that. I might be a little hyperbolic about it.
No, I think you're spot on, and I can give you a very recent example. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to be funny when I say, if I even think about those big cup peanut butter and jelly, my stomach starts to literally gurgle and become upset. So no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, Batman starring Adam Wee. Yeah, Bambi came out in 42, so obviously I didn't see it in 42, so it could have been any year in the mid 60s that I saw it. No, you're probably talking about that 1960s Batman movie. That show was the campiest thing you'll ever see, and the movie took it to a whole different level. If you watch that movie, you would think it's satirical, but no, they were making, that was the original Batman that was displayed for us on TV and in the movies. It was so bad, and I loved it so much as a kid. The shark bat spray, shark repellent. Yep, it was shark repellent. If I remember right, Backlog Gamer had the sticker right on it, shark repellent. That's now, what's Tiny's deal now? Tiny, what the fuck? Just because I did this? Is that freaking your little mind out, Tiny? Let's mess with him. Oh, now see, I'm messing with Tiny. He's like, I know you're screwing me now. Position 1. You dipshit. Tiny is scared of shark repellent, yeah. And the bat ladder, the bat copter, yep, the bat everything. Yeah, Tiny knows the hand gestures, Jill, so I gotta watch what I do. Let's see. What were they? I don't use them, so I forget. Let's see, try this. Now, Tiny's ignoring me now because he knows I'm fucking with him. Tiny's been screwing with us a lot lately. Just likes to drop things. Oh, and then I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give the reviews away. I'll talk to you guys about that when I get back because you'll have seen all the reviews. Yeah. Danger Dave says, I guess you could say it was all pretty batshit. And again, it was right in line with the TV show. That was how the TV show was at all times. Just over the top, campy bad. Right? Tram says, it's not a surprise Eartha Kitt made such a fun Disney villain when she was Adam West's Catwoman. Yeah.
Stop messing with Tiny.
She was great.
No.
No. I figured it was Hal had something to do with it. Again. Hal, come on, quit screwing around. Kung Fury? No, you mean, is that the one? I know I was going to ask you guys that anyway when because I'm going to be I'm going to try doing some movie reviews, see how it goes when I come back. And there was a bad kung fu movie you guys kept saying you got to watch that, you got to watch that when you go back to movies. Kung Pao, that's it. That was the name. Is that the one you mean, Yamino? Because everybody's telling me I have to see Kung Pao. Chrome says you'll either like or hate that Kung Pao film. One of those. There's not going to be any meh. It's either going to be insanely stupid or insanely awesome. Kung Fu Hustle. I've heard of Kung Fu Hustle too, Backlog Gamer, but I think Kung Pao is the one that everybody was telling me I needed to see. In Kung Pao, at any point, does anybody say, hi, Mark? Oh, hi, Mark. From what I know of what you guys have told me about Kung Pao, I kind of think so, Big Green. It does sound like the kind of thing that would crack me up. Yeah, I really think I would like it. I'm interested to see. I would bet you're right. I can't believe how many people, in fairness to Chrome, she knew, thought I was going to really love Baki. Well, I can understand that, though, because they all know I love I will watch any type of combat sport. I like to watch street fight. Anything that's fighting, I like to watch it. So I get that, though, I guess. People just, that's what stays in their mind is the fighting, because that's the best part of the show. So they're just thinking, well, that's right up Curtis's alley. But, oh, that writing. I'm such a big nerd for story, and wow. I like to watch the scary movie spoof films. I saw the first one, I think, and I'm not even sure. I don't remember if I actually saw all of it, but I saw at least good hunks of the first one, but really not much since. Excuse me, what I did see of the first one I thought was funny. Chrome says, I know your taste enough. Trust me. There's a few shows even worse than Baki that I'll probably end up warning you about. Yeah, I was just stunned at how bad that writing was. It really was surprising. Especially when they tried to do anything with romance. Oh. I mean, as in anything in life, as a writer, you got to know your limits. When they tried to write anything romantic, that was exceeding their limits. No, not really, Dave. He says, any animes you've watched that just sucked? No, I haven't seen any things that I hated. But it's easy for me to say because you got to remember, my adventure through anime has been a guided tour. Everything I've seen has been recommended by people who, because we're all part of the same community, typically have similar likes to my own. So, I've had an unfair advantage there. So no, I've not seen anything that I hated. Even the ones that are the lowest on my list provided me some entertainment. They just weren't that good. Right, Keijo was a good example. Exactly, Chrome. Because in Keijo, I like watching boobs and butts. You guys know that. And that's fun. For an episode, maybe two. And then it's like, that's all we're going to do is boobs and butts, huh? And again, throughout, I can't say I hated it because I liked watching the boobs and butts throughout the show. But as far as the dialogue and the story, you just kind of turn your brain off to that part because this show's about boobs and butts. Don't pay attention to that other stuff. Tiny moved again? Tiny, what are you fucking doing? Position 1. All right.
Since we're talking about movies, I feel I should mention it again. If you're gonna watch Sonic 3,
Yep.
keep watching it until it's over. Until the credits stop rolling. You'll be glad you did.
Yes, I plan on watching Sonic 3. Again, I like those first two so much more than I ever even imagined I would. And with everybody saying 3 is the best one. It's just, again, they take so long to do, take up so much time, and time is what I don't have. If I post them to the YouTube channel and they just don't get any response, it's hard for me to keep doing them. Because if they would do well, I'd like them to build up enough to where I can hire somebody to help me. cut it out, Hal. So hire somebody to help me do the edits. There's 2 end credit sequences in Sonic 3. You want to remember that. I'll try. Devin says, thoughts on Joe Rogan. I enjoy his podcast sometimes. You know, just like anybody else who's big on politics and stuff. I agree with some of what he says. Don't agree with others. But I enjoy him sometimes. Again, same with anybody else. You know, it depends on who the guest is, what they're talking about. But I think he does. I think he does an excellent job at hosting his type of show, which is just that kind of chill conversation back and forth. Yeah, I don't mind him. I like him. Insert creative name here. It says anything. I can ask anything. Yes, you may ask anything. Okay, Chrome says, like, I just thought I'd mention that because there's a mid-credit scene and then a final scene after more credits. That's unusual. I know so many people remember when the original Avengers movie came out. And fortunately, right before we went, I went with Braxton, my grandson. Right before we went, we learned about the fact that there was an after credits because so many people missed that. The one that always shocked me as far as people missing was and I have you guys think I didn't miss it, was that, now the name of the anime is going to go out of my head. Oh, guys, this is the part of post-concussion I hate. All right. Think of the name of the anime, you stupid ass. I can picture everything about it. It's going to drive me nuts. Yeah. Well played, Jill. Let me see. I'll find it. What the hell? All right, let me take a look. Yeah, there it is. Angel Beats. That final scene in Angel Beats, and I don't know why I can't remember that name, is that final scene in Angel Beats is so good. So good. And so many people I've talked to since missed it. I've told several people, go back and watch. You can see it on YouTube even. But there's a final scene there that was so amazing. Austin says, what are your thoughts on Jeff Jarrett? He wasn't a great worker. Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with it. He wasn't one of my favorites. I thought for the most part his matches were kind of meh. But again, I'm not trying to shit on the guy. It's just my opinion. I don't remember if did it have only 12 episodes? I don't remember the number, Jill. I just know in that final episode there is an after credit scene that a lot of people missed, and it ties things up so nicely. It was. I know there wasn't a lot of episodes. I know we got through it pretty quick. Chrome says, knowing Curtis will end up missing the post-credit scene in the final episode of One Piece. Hope I'm alive for it. 13 episodes, Chrome says. I knew it wasn't a lot. I know it didn't take us a long time to get through it. Everybody walked out on Sonic 3 at my cinema. After the credits started, nobody saw the after credits scenes except for me and my mom, who's also a Sonic fan. Again, you guys were 100% on that. And I had my doubts about the Sonic movie, if it was going to be something that really, really resonated with me, but I loved it. And then 2 I thought was better, and all you guys say 3 is better than either of them. Oh, if a guitar shot's done right, if it's gimmicked right, Kobe, they're not bad. They're not bad. Because they gimmick the guitars. If it was a real guitar, I'd rather take the chair. Because I know what's going to happen with the chair. I'm going to take some blunt force trauma, maybe get another concussion. You get hit with a real guitar, and that shit's going to splinter, and you could lose an eye. You're definitely probably going to get your face all gouged up. So as long as it's a gimmicked guitar, yeah, it's a piece of cake. Backlog Gamer says it's weird. It's like the first one's good, the second one is better, then the third one knocked it out of the park. I've only seen the first one and part of the second one. Yeah, so everybody says that third one is just so good. Oh, cool. Jill says there are some huge hints during the third movie foreshadowing the end credit scene, but I don't want to tattle. Oh, cool. I'm anxious. I'm hoping they'll take off because the plan is at Grandpa Curtis to drop the daily videos because I don't have enough time to do everything there and just put up movie reactions as often as I can. But we'll see how it goes. Again, if I put them up and there's just a rounding reception of apathy, then it's tough to keep going with them. Usually sequels are inferior to the original. In most cases, I think so, Danger Dave. There's been some obvious exceptions, but, you know, the sequels to Toy Story were great. Sequels to Godfather were awesome. But you're right, for the most part. Big Green says, and my mom was about to walk out until I said, sit back down. We just watched the credits. I was all smug about it because I correctly guessed there was going to be something at the end. Yeah, it's fun to get smug about stuff like that. Oh, I think I told you guys about the one time I took my mom to the movies many, many years ago. We lived in Vacaville, California at the time. I remember I took her to the theater because there was some horse movie. My mother was a fanatic for horses. I don't remember what the movie was, but she wanted to see it, so I took her to the movies. And then that morning, I had gone to the gym to work out early, and I was boxing at the time. And because I was a tough guy, in other words, stupid, when I would train, I wouldn't wear headgear or anything like that. So I trained a bunch of rounds that morning, throwing real heavy with guys. And so we're watching the movie, and as we're watching the movie, I'm like, fuck's wrong? I can't see this goddamn movie all of a sudden. And it was bothering me. It's like my eye was getting all blurry and stuff. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, I'll be right back. I got to take a pee. I go downstairs, I look in the mirror, and it was like a delayed reaction from the morning. My eye was swelling shut from the beating. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is a fun way to watch a fucking movie. And I didn't even tell her during the movie because I didn't want to ruin it for her because she used to freak out over things like that. When we were leaving and she saw my eye, she's like, what happened? But yeah, yeah, that's why it stuck out because I remember thinking, I got scared for a minute. It's like, all right, I'm losing my vision. Am I gonna? I didn't feel like I was passing out. It's like, why is this getting all blurry? Because my eye was swollen shut. Jill says, I want to take my old man to the theater on Father's Day to watch a movie, but he wanted to play golf instead. Made my hands hurt the night after that, did it? I enjoyed golf. I haven't played much lately. I enjoyed golf. I was not good at it. Recently, when my daughter and son-in-law came down and visited, I took them to that Top Golf, and they had a blast. It was expensive, but it was worth it because they really had fun. And then, of course, because you got my stepson there, my grandson, they're trying to see who can hit the ball the longest. And I went down there thinking, okay.
What horse movie was it? The Godfather? If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. No, it wasn't that horse movie, but that was a horse movie I liked. they started trying to go for long drives, and I told my wife, because all the abuse over the years and the real bad muscle injury I had to my back, it's like I don't play golf, so I don't need to be torquing on my back, which you do with a full swing. I'll just gonna hit the ball and have some fun. But then it became a thing. Okay, who can hit it the farthest? And sure enough, Grandpa decided, all right, I can't let the youngsters get me. So I decided to take one. It was my last swing. Take one last swing, and I won, and I paid for it. I hit the ball a long freaking way, and it was about 4 days of moving like this. Okay, I remember that's there. Worth it. Oh, I love playing with my balls. You mean, of course. Ever been in a fist fight? Oh yes. Many. Yes, crimes. Right, you can't let it go, Brother Sergeant. Got to show the young ones, like, all right, I got to take a full swing. And I torqued as far as I could, and I don't even remember. I'd tell you the stats. It wasn't even so much. I won for distance, but we were going for, because it tracks your ball speed. We were going for speed, and I don't remember what I got, but yes, it was enough to win. Joe says, yeah, I gave up after 3 swings, waited for him to finish while I ate pizza on the bench. Good call. Eating pizza on a bench is always a good idea, Joe.
This question is incredibly important, Curtis.
Okay, Kaz, hit me.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
An instrument of destruction. An instrument of vulgarity. An instrument of death. So in those ways, sure. It's an instrument that should never be played again and should never have existed. Hate that shit so much. So very, very much. Yumino says, I never really cared for baseball until I tried it. It was actually pretty fun. Oh, baseball was my first passion. Yeah, I love baseball. Absolutely love it. Excuse me. Backall Gamer says, no, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
No,
Horseradish is
Patrick,
not an instrument either.
mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either.
Truffle mayo? I don't even know what that is, Chrome. Truffle mayo? Wow. You guys can't be surprised by the fact that I don't know anything about mayo, other than that it sucks. Philip says, what do you call a black man on the moon? An astronaut. Stop being racist. All right, guys, I gotta go. We still got some final packing to do and everything. Thanks so much for sitting, hanging out with me. That's why I wanted to do this stream today, is I really wanted to touch base, hang out with you guys, because I don't know that I'll be streaming any from down there. If something really big happened, of course, I would have to. I might make a video or two.
Do instruments of torture count?
Always count. Always, without a doubt, Plankton. I will be bringing back a bunch of snacks to try and reviews, especially from Japan, because we got the Mitsukoshi store there. We'll be right back. And so I'll be bringing back a bunch of stuff.
I remember you all in therapy.
It's going to be, our boy Plankton, it's going to be difficult for anything to be any more disgusting than what I experienced in one of the reviews you'll see while I'm gone. That is absolutely, it's 100%, and I didn't think of it during the review to compare it because I was just trying to survive. It's 100% up there with mayonnaise. That's how bad it is. Seriously. You'll see. You'll see. I've had butterbeer at Universal. That's not Disney though. Gaming.
Gonna
That's
watch the
Universal.
Kinder Joy
Years
bit
ago, it was
now.
very good. Oh yeah, that was fun. And wait do you see? Wait do you see my faux pas on that one?
We'll
You'll
wait
laugh.
for your grand return next week. And
Thank
we
you, Joe.
accept
I
a lot
appreciate
of good
that.
stories. Pinky promise?
Absolutely. Pinky promise as always, without a doubt. Oh, you know there's always good stories because, for one thing, I'm like a person that if I'm out doing something, I will talk to people just because I want to talk to people. And that's where a lot of stories come from. And I've always been like that. It's just like, I don't know why. I don't even know what inspires me to do it. It's just like, I talk to people, but you find out a lot of amazing stuff and get into a lot of weird situations when you're just willing to talk to anybody. So I'm sure there'll be stories. And again, I might even post a video or two while we're there. But guys, thank you so much. Vatsky. Thank you so much for
There's always
hanging in
good
here with
stories
me.
because you're telling them. Wow, that was schmaltzy.
I appreciate it. That's kind of you to say, though. I like that kind of schmaltz. Whenever you say something like schmaltz, I immediately start thinking of the fact that we're going to get to see another Spaceballs movie. Mel Brooks, the king of schmaltz and Schwartz. Thank you, guys. And I will talk to you again as soon as I can.